Yeah, hello and welcome to this exciting and informative webinar brought to you by Allen Global, the leading study abroad preparation service provider. I am Chandrapal, host for you today, and I'm delighted to introduce to your two esteemed guests, Ms. Jahan Singh from Ladder Internship and one of our most hopeful, delightful student, Kshimaya. Hi, Kshimaya. Hi, Jahan.
Hello, thank
Hi.
you.
Okay, thank you for be a part of this webinar. Okay, over the years, Allen Global has helpful hundreds of students to achieve their dream universities like MIT, Oxford, Imperial College London, and many more. We have produced some of the best results in the world of the test, like SAT, APs, UCAT, Test AS, TOEFL, IELTS. Okay, and also we assist the student to get some mind-blowing, extraordinary scholarship as well. Our facilities, our centers are across the India, like Kota, Mumbai, Bangalore, Pune, Mohali, Surat, Ahmedabad, Indore, and Jaipur. By the end of this session, you will have a clear idea about everything related to internships that enhance your academic profile and make you stand out applicant in the eyes of admission officers. But before we begin, let's start with a simple question. What is an internship? Okay, बहुत लोगों को ये प्रॉब्लम आती है कि इंटर्नशिप होती क्या है दे थिंक द ऑनलाइन कोर्स इज एन इंटर्नशिप दे बिलीव कि हाँ कुछ मिल रहा है लेट्स पे समथिंग गेट इंटर्नशिप बट द रियल थिंग इज internship is basically a temporary work task provided by your organization, a company, or a university that need to accomplish. You can say it's a small task you need to do at a certain period of time, which will eventually gather and become a major task. Right? I hope I'm clear. But why internships can enhance your profile and can increase your chances to get into top universities? How? Why? The reason, let's discuss those reasons first. Okay. So we will be discussing like five aspects of the internship. We will be looking into the from the application point of view. मतलब आपके point of view as a students आप जो apply करते हो universities में उसके point of view में and universities perspective जो admission officers होते हैं like they are very crucial about everything, very critical about everything about you. वो क्या consider करते हैं internship के बारे में? Okay. So first thing, real world experience. It shows in your profile that yeah you have your real world experience apart from academic. It's not like कि आपने online course कर लिया that's it you are proficient in programming, you're proficient in research. No, उसका application हुआ है कि नहीं, that's it. Okay, that is something the universities value. Another thing is the skill development. Basically, it's again when you're applying your knowledge, yeah, your skill is developed. So it proves provides an evidence to the admission officers that yeah you had a basic skills of what you're doing. Okay, network building. Okay, now this is a very crucial thing. Like when you do an internship, you are a part of a team. You work with a team. You understand their point of view. You provide your point of view. You collaborate with them. And when I say collaboration is one of the skills that the university officers are actually looking into it. So that is another reason why internship is important. Initiative and proactivity, obviously. If you are looking for an internship, it shows that you are very initiative, that you wanted to go and explore what you have learned, like how you can apply to the real world problems and how you can solve it out. Okay. Application profile enhancement. Obviously, all the four things we discussed, it enhances your profile. So this is one of they are the key reasons that why internships are very important for your portfolio or your profile from the perspective of a university applications. Okay. Uh, I will not tell you before, I will not bore you with before, but I just want to introduce one of our students, Kshimaya. Kshimaya is here from Surat. Okay. Why we introduce her? She had an opportunity to attend a program at John Hopkins CTY, which is called Center of Talented Youth. And we'll have a great session. Hi, Shamaya, how are you?
Hi.
Can you just say again? We cannot hear you. Can
Hi.
yeah.
Yeah.
So
Hi.
Shamaya, hi. How are you? How things are going on?
Yeah, they're great.
So Shamaya, tell us what motivated you to join John Hopkins CTY program.
So from eighth standard, I was really into technology and machine development. So that is one of the major reasons. But not only that, I like the idea of making my own machine and making stuff by my own self. So also my eagerness to learn new things and I want to build my future plans of robotics and make my own talking robot and make apps, devices, etc. And also, I want to experience different countries, travel around the world. So that is what led me to this course.
That's ambitious, and that's I think I'm very impressed with what are you looking for with your vision as well. Okay, so throughout your program, you have learned a couple of things, right? Something valuable skills or something you have learned. So what actually you have learned over there? Can you share it with other viewers and other students right now?
Yeah, so my course was Foundations of Programming, which is essentially coding in different languages, and it teaches you fundamentals of coding. So I learned technical skills like coding in different languages like Python, JavaScript, C++, HTML, etc., and making games, apps, devices, web designing, etc. We learned problem solving with coding. We learned how to make new materials through these coding, and not only that, I learned teamwork and how to communicate with other people from other countries. And because all the people were from different places, we had to be very careful of what we said so we did not misunderstood each other. So that
Okay.
was
Great, great. So you mentioned about teamwork and people from different cultures and different countries. Like, was there any particular experience, like some from particular country that you were challenging and it was very hard for you to communicate? Was that scenario with you at John Hopkins?
Yeah, so like most of my friends were Chinese, so they had like really tough exams. I saw one of their exams, so that was so hard, and that opened me into new ways of education, and I learned so much from my friends.
Okay. So when you interacted with the Chinese students, right, and it basically it's you broke the ice and you communicated, and this experience must also help you to grow personally, right? Like you're communicating with other students with very well versed. Great. So Shmaya, just another question that's popping right now in my mind. Uh, how will you use this skill or this experience to get an internship in future?
Yes, so I plan to make my own app in Python and JavaScript, and I also want to make new games and design websites. So that is one of the things I really want to do, and I don't just want to stop it here. I want to keep learning more programming and learn advanced programs. And not only that, I'm really interested in machine development, which is actually developing the machine hand and not only that, I want to make some circuits and electricals and software stuff. So that is what I am aiming to do.
Oh, that's great. That's great. You have great ambitions. You have great passions for the computer science. I can feel your experience is palpable from to the screen itself. And just doing this. Now, think about the things like your experience in a John Hopkins and with an internship that you'll take in future. Like, how do you think it will impact your university applications?
Yeah, so actually, John Hopkins is my dream college. So that actually makes this thing all the more excited for me. And it is at an international level, it has high credibility. And I also had new experiences, met new people. I created a network with my friends, and this just helps me reach a better level of my skill portfolio. And it just helps me to be better at doing things I want to do, and like programming, coding, machine development, AI, etc.
Great. Okay, that's great. So pretty much, if I want to summarize your whole experience, it's about getting with John Hopkins, interacting with this Chinese student, understanding their perspective, gaining technical knowledge, and doing projects, right? But you have stopped somewhere like internship. You're a bit confused about internship at this moment, right? What if I tell you, and all the people who are still watching this webinar, there is a platform called Ladder Internship, which actually solves this problem to you. Do you want to know more about it, Shamaya?
Yeah, I would be very excited to know about
Great. So for this, I request Jahan Singh to take over the platform and introduce us and all the viewers about the Ladder Internship. Jahan, the platform is all yours.
Absolutely. I would love to. Thank you so much, Chandrapal. Lovely to hear about your internship, Kshimaya. And a lot of the points, so true. Internships is so helpful in terms of collaboration, exposure to people across the world, and just in general to develop your skills in areas that you think you're interested in. As Chandrapal said, I am so excited to share with all of the attendees today and a little bit with Kshimaya as well about Ladder Internships and how we can help equip you with an internship in a space that you are most interested in. So for that, I'll quickly, share my screen as well, walk through a few details of this program. Chandrapal very, very expertly already went through, some very important reasons for why an internship is so beneficial. And as you can see, we're on the same page. It's absolutely true that this does help you gain an advantage in college admissions and building your profile in general. Um, I know a lot of you, as young students might be figuring out like what it is you want to do in the future, whether it's what you want to study or what kind of career you want to take up. So doing an internship is really, really great opportunity to get a little glimpse, into the real world and get an understanding of what it is that you might want to do. Like Kshimaya, through her internship, as she was talking about it, was interested in these areas and actually got some real world exposure. Plus, through Ladder Internships, the way that we structure it is that we make sure that every single student that's doing an internship actually has a project that they work on. So you will, at the end of your internship, have a real world project to show. And I'll talk a little bit about how students have shown this in their applications, how Allen Global students have, displayed this to get into the wonderful institutions that they have. And just overall, as we kind of have already hinted at, building that network, it's so important. The sooner you start, the better. And internships are a great way to get that exposure, not only to other students like you in areas that you might be interested in, but even to your mentors, right? People who will coach you through things that you will do in life and who are experts in the fields that you think you want to pursue and fields that you think you might want to go after in the future. So of course, with Ladder, the way that we structure our programs is that we make sure that we work with the best of the best because we want the students to gain the most from these experiences. So we do tend to work primarily with startups because really you can get your hands dirty, right? And you can get some real work through the internship. And you also get to be mentored by folks that have quite a lot of experience under their belt. As you can see, all of our startups are, either funded by esteemed organizations like Y Combinator, Harvard Innovation Labs, but more importantly, the people that you'd be working under, you'd be working directly with the founders of these startups, directly with the CEOs. They tend to come from some really great institutions that might be some of your dream colleges as well, just like John Hopkins is Kshimiya's dream college, but also have a lot of professional experience under their belt, right? So they bring both of those assets to you and become basically an invaluable mentor to you in doing your actual internship project, but also beyond the internship itself. When I mentioned that, we want you to be able to explore an internship in absolutely any area that you're interested in, I do mean that. These are just a few examples you see on the screen of the different kind of fields that you can explore. It's to give you an idea that, if you think you know what it is that you want to do, like Kshimaya had a very clear understanding about her love for tech. So if you have that kind of love and you're like, okay, I want to do computer programming, I want to do AI, I want to do machine learning, great. There are plenty of opportunities for you. If you're maybe more interested in business, finance, that's also totally okay. There are great opportunities there as well via Ladder Internships. And as you can see, pretty much anything that you think you might want to do is a possibility. So even for those folks who are a little bit undecided, who might be still making their minds up, that's okay. Internships are a great way to understand if you even like the area that you think you like, or sometimes even more importantly, learn what it is that you don't like, right? And what you might not want to pursue. So that's the way that it works. When students come through Ladder, of course, we work very closely with Allen Global to learn from their students, what kind of areas they're interested in, what kind of fields they think they might want to pursue. And in some cases, they're figuring it out. So, intersections of certain areas that might appeal to them. And then we would basically, the Ladder team and Allen together would match each student with the right kind of internship within the field that makes most sense for them. Just really quickly, I mentioned that we do make sure that the students do real world projects with the internships that they have. Of course, these range across a variety of different kinds of projects, but just to give you an idea, what you're doing, could be maybe a competitive, you're learning how to do a competitor analysis under a marketing, space in the world of health tech that you want to explore a little bit out of. Or if you're also a technology interested student, maybe you're doing a machine learning model where you're working directly to actually build and, have your coding skills implemented a little bit. So range of different kinds of projects that you might be doing. I mentioned the companies that we work with, we make sure that they come from a certain kind of backing. The mentors have a certain, level of expertise to share with you. So of course, I will not inundate you with a million examples because we do work with, over 300 startups, but just a glimpse into, let's say 6, for now, just to give you an idea. When I say range of different fields, I mean it. We have, if you're interested in tech, in media, Michael's $1 billion startup ideas is a great startup that students have worked with, where he himself has, he went to Harvard Business School and then he worked at Microsoft for a bunch of years and then he started this startup. So he's just a great mentor to have. He has a best-selling book out there, New York Times bestseller, and he works really closely with his interns to make sure that they also develop their interest and take the path that makes more sense to them. For students who might be more interested in a healthcare space, let's say neuroscience, there's something like June Brain, right? Sometimes you're like, I don't know if I want to go down the pre-med route. I think maybe I want to see what the business side of healthcare is like. Great, intern with a startup, see what that's like. And so we have somebody like Samantha Scott, really experienced in this professional who mentors you through it. Get the idea. Even with fintech, very similar situation. Kevin's amazing, went to Cambridge, worked at Google, then worked at McKinsey, and then started his own startup. He would be mentoring you if you're interested in, a finance. Let's say you're doing he has a trading app as well that you're working with him on actually coding it. Or if you're what we say non-tech allied, a tech allied role, which is not coding, you could be doing the business side and the finance side of things. So really the reason why these examples are on the screen and the reason I'm talking to you about them is because I want to provide you with an example of pretty much whatever part you think you lean more towards, we can help make sure that you do a project and work with a mentor who will only help further, grow those skills and those interests and help you discover them. You can see one more healthcare example, Min Lee, Berkeley Alum. Mental health is another space that we've noticed lots and lots of people recently, especially after the COVID and pandemic. Really, students are interested in that space, which is beautiful. And we have lovely impact-led spaces for that as well. If you're a little bit more interested in maybe social service or some sort of, NGO work, we also have some great opportunities there. In fact, Luke over here has been on like Forbes 30 under 30 list and, just a great person to also have to help you mentor in that way. So just giving you an example of, the kind of companies in the past few slides, you've got an idea of the real world projects, but what exactly really quickly, to give you an idea of what can you be doing in the internship. Kshimaya told us a little bit about hers and the way it was structured and the kind of skills that she gained. But with something like Ladder, it would look quite structured. It would be an 8-week-long program where you would be working with one of the mentors in your field, in a real world startup. And throughout these 8 weeks, as you can see on the screen, your primary goal at the end is to have this completed project. So every week you will have clear deadlines, clear sort of deliverables to meet with your manager. And so you can kind of see it as like, okay, week by week, you keep making progress, increment by increment, to in the end have this project that we help you present. We do a workshop with you on, creating the presentation and delivering it. So you even get to present and get those skills to the company as well as to the cohort of interns that you're learning with. A very, very important point that Kshimaya mentioned when she was talking to Chandrapal about her internship was the collaboration aspect. Here as well, in the internships through Ladder, we try to make sure that you will be working with other students as well. You will have that exposure. It's a global program again. So you will have a lot of collaboration and teamwork that you will learn throughout this, as Chandrapal and Kshimaya were expressing, is so important in an internship. as I mentioned, the deliverables at the end are very, very great to have, real world project work experience. But more than that, something that I haven't mentioned yet is what happens is that your mentor, having worked so closely with you one-on-one, very likely might write you a letter of recommendation, based off of your performance. And that's something that can just take you, whether it's in your applications to colleges or whether it's beyond that, it's just a huge asset to have, right? And of course, some more basic things like a letter of completion from the company, etc. So, as we approach the end of this, what kind of students are we looking for? What kind of the students who are working with Ladder, who excels in this program with internships? Pretty much, the students that tend to work with Allen Global, hardworking, ambitious, students who are motivated and excited by their field. They want to do something to show, they take the initiative, right, to build on their skills. The good news is that something we do not expect you at such a young age to come with previous experience. We know work experience is not possible at this age, and the opportunity that this kind of program is providing is to give you your very first, experience, kind of like how Kshimaya just had one, and now maybe her next one, right, through Ladder and in general to explore opportunities like that. We also have a lovely partnership with Allen Global where we not only do we take their recommendations very highly, so every student that comes through via Allen for us really quite honestly does receive a green tick, because clearly they are hardworking and ambitious and will take the initiative to make the most out of their program. But we also do offer them a discount, an exclusive discount when they come via an Allen Global recommendation. Since I've mentioned the application process now, I'll just very quickly share that, as I imagine there might be a couple of questions about it. Of course, these are materials we can share beyond as well, beyond this webinar, but we have very quick application process. You have a form that you fill out, and in that form, you express a little bit about what areas you're interested in, a little bit about yourself. You get shortlisted based off of a call with us, based off of an interview, and then you would receive your placement decision. And we usually try to make sure that students hear back within 2 to 3 weeks from the point at which they apply, and then you can start the program. Here are some of our interns. Lots of students have asked me about who are the people that have done through the program, just like you're meeting Kshimaya today. There are other students from across the world who've done internships via Ladder. Some that are based in the US, some that are based in Vietnam, a lot that are based in India. So these are just a little bit of a glimpse into, the kind of spaces that they worked in and what they did basically during the internship as well. As you can see, pretty global exposure that you would get. And also in terms of fields, these students have really pretty much done it across the board and continue to do so as well, and have really learned a lot from their experience, which is great. Very lastly, and I will stop talking now and would love to sort of kick it back to Chandrapal. But very lastly, if you're thinking about an internship and you're just wondering, like, when do I do an internship, or how does that even work? We try to keep this as organized and structured for you as possible. So we have our dates up here for whenever you think which timeline would make most sense for you. We have cohorts throughout the year. As you can see, our soonest cohort is coming up very, very soon. It's starting in September 16th. So if you're interested, apply right away. I know you're seeing that the deadline is tomorrow, so you can literally submit the form tonight itself. And if not, if you want to talk to Allen Global a little bit, your counselors, make sort of, that's also okay. Since we have this partnership together, we're happy to be a little bit flexible if you want an internship right away to give you a day or so. Otherwise, of course, we have the winter, we have the spring, and as internships tend to be most common, the summer is absolutely a possibility as well. So these are just, the dates to give you an idea of when the opportunities exist for you. And of course, if there are any follow-up questions, Allen Global or even myself, contact@ladderinternships.com can be contacted with any follow-up thoughts, any questions, and we'd be happy to get back to you with that. And this link is something that I'm happy to share as well for applications. I think with that, Chandrapal, I will kick it back to you. And thank you so much for having me here. Oh, Chandrapal, I think you're on mute. Or muted.
Yeah, it's okay. Thank you, Jana, for your presentation and for your information. Like a later, I believe students like Kshimaya and all others who are watching this currently and who will be watching later on recording sessions will get inspired and follow Ladder Internships. Okay, before we move to question and answer session, let me quickly tell us about what we do at Allen Global. Now, we target top 200 universities of the world for undergraduate courses. Now, many students and many parents have this myth that, yeah, for if you want to go for study abroad, you should do in class 11 or class 12. I want to break those myths for you. The preparation begins from class 9th onwards. So for class 9th, we have foundational exploration course where we do a profile building suggestions. We have a psychometric test to understand your interest. We have foreign languages to refine your profile, and we more emphasizes on your languages and mnemonics. Okay. For class 10th, it's your skill consolidations where will you assist you into summer internships and research. Obviously, profile plays a vital role. It goes for the 4 years. Okay. We will have again emphasize on communication and leadership qualities of yours. Class 11th, it's test readiness. Okay, it's all time for you to get to prepare over all the tests like SAT for USA, UCAT for UK medical courses, Test AS for Germany, AP again for USA. We also will build your academic and extracurricular profiles. We have an expert team who will guide you, will understand your profile individually, and will connect you independently as well, and enhance your profile according to your skills and all your interest. Okay, will as Jahan said, we are now partner with Ladder Internship. Will help you for the leader experience as well. Class 12, application mastery. We are going to do have a language proficiency tests like TOEFL and IELTS. Application is one of the lengthy and most complicated process when it comes to study abroad. We have a dedicated team for that. Will help you in visa application and even pre-departure planning. Okay. So when it comes to Allen Global, here are our states. Like for University of California, we have 95 admins till now. When it comes to University of Toronto, we have 58 admins. University of Toronto is #1 university of Canada. Imperial College London currently ranked second in the world as per QS overall ranking. We have 21 admins over there. University of Oxford, again in top 3. We have 22 admins. Massachusetts Institute of Technology, MIT, #1. We have 14 admits till now. Total, we have received 1,650 plus admissions worldwide. Our success rate is 93% when it comes to top 200 universities. We have 273% in top 50 universities out of them. We have multiple times set full scorers of 1,600. When it comes to AP, we have 72 perfect scores. That's 5 out of 5. When it comes to TOEFL, we have 110 plus. That's one out of 120. Okay, UCAT scores. UCAT, as I mentioned earlier, UCAT is specifically a medical test. If you want to apply for medical courses for UK, we have 2,800 plus score. That's really great score. And when it comes to scholarship, yeah, eventually it comes down to scholarship. How much scholarship are students receive? Overall, we have 22 million USD scholarships secure right now. Okay, so this is the contact details flashing on your screen at this moment. If you have any questions, we are happy to address yours. You can, if you have any question at this moment regarding Allen Global or Ladder Internship, you can drop your message on chat. We'll wait for the 5 minutes. Okay, if none arrives, we'll end the session. Thank you, everyone. Thank you for the sessions. You can drop your questions, please. Seems like we have been a great orator and presenter, and everyone has got a great idea about internships. Kshimaya, do you have any questions before I see? No, great. Okay, everyone. I think that's a wrap. Thank you, Kshimaya, for being part of this webinar. And in such a short notice, thank you, Jahan, to present us and inform us about the Ladder internships. Okay, I think there is one Q&A.
Okay.
Armedia, is the internship program online?
Yes, that is correct. Armea, the program is entirely virtual, so you do not have to relocate to do the internship.
Okay. Okay.
Okay, the couple of questions coming in.
They're tapping.
Looks like. Which internship is this, startup or research? It could be either, Vishwa, what you think would make most sense for you. Either you could be working directly with the startup, which is sort of, what we were talking about in this presentation, in this webinar. But if you feel like you might be more of a pure science, or want to do a research paper instead, that is also possible, and you do a research internship where you work directly with a mentor at a university.
Okay, Harsh
Um,
Kumar. Yeah, Harsh,
that's
I'll address that question. Yeah, so Harsh, the question. So currently I'm in grade 11. So is there any no way to get into any college abroad? I mean, in top 50 colleges. Okay, Harsh, a lot of factors impact you. We should. I'm not aware about your profile edits, so I would suggest connect us on the number. Okay, you can visit our website or generate an inquiry. So we will go through your whole profile, when your interaction with you, we understand what are your expectations, what are you targeting, and then we can give you what we can say educated answer or educated guest answer. Okay, I can randomly say yeah, we not knowing anything. How much financial aid can we receive? Anonymous attendee. Okay, now just a bit confused. Is it about the internship or is it about study abroad? Okay, if it's about internship, yeah, it's all yours.
Yes, so I'll just quickly answer in case it's about internships. Then you can receive up to 100% financial aid. We have done that. It's entirely on a need-based basis. In the same form that I just said the link in my answer to somebody, but I'll share it in our regular chat as well. In that same link that you are applying, you can just say that you might need some aid, and you will get either partial or up to 100% aid.
Okay, that's great, Aksha. Is it useful for the people who want to become doctor?
Absolutely. I would say that doing an internship in general for whatever field is always a useful, getting any exposure, working with a mentor. And if you want to be a doctor, working in the medical space, Akshara, with somebody who maybe has been, like, I mentioned the neuroscientist example. There are others as well, depending on what areas you're interested in. Getting that exposure is just lovely, especially the one-on-one possibilities as you are, growing to enter the medical route and figure out what it's like to be a doctor.
Armentia has another question. Ma'am, could you please send the application link for the offer? We will send you
Yes.
the
Yes.
Vishwa Karthik Kohir, the research internships are with Indian universities or USA universities?
The research internships are mostly with USA based universities primarily. There could be, in other spaces as well, usually not Indian universities though, and mainly US.
Okay, anonymous student, what would be the fees for AGSD students? For that, you need to connect us. Okay, Tanuri, so what profile needed it to be made into a Stanford? Again, for that specific question, you need to connect Allen Global. Okay, this is about internship. The startup companies are in which field and from which country? Vishwa again.
Yeah, Abhishwa, across various different fields, as you might have seen in the webinar. So whatever field that you might be interested in is a possibility: tech, business, medicine, healthcare, mental health, environmental sciences. And across the world, it's a global program. So the startups are based across the world. I would say many of them tend to be US based. So you can expect pretty much, exposure to the US world and to mentors there, but also UK, Europe, and Asia as well.
Okay, Anonymous is asking how many universities do you have for engineering? We have a lot of universities, like we have countries, man. Okay, please connect with us and we can understand your specific choice, what are you interested into, and then we can provide you a kind of shortlist answer. Okay, how much time commitment for an internship? How much is duration? Okay,
I'll answer that one.
yeah.
That the duration is 8 weeks long. So it's an 8 week long virtual internship. That's 2 months online. I would say week by week, it's not at all a full-time commitment. We want to be flexible with everything else happening in your lives. So I would say consider that you're spending about 6 to 8 hours a week, in some cases 10 hours a week on the internship. But it's an 8 week long program.
Okay, Anonymous again. So can you tell something about the fee structure of Allen Global? Okay, there is a chat message for the contact info. Please connect with us, Allen Global, and you will all of your queries related to Allen Global will be addressed. Trust me on that. Advik Tiwari, what will be the fees for class 9? Okay, now class 9, what? Allen Global courses or internship? If it is Allen Global, please connect on through the number that we shared on the chat. Okay. Ma'am, can a 7th grader do an internship?
Yes, possibly. I know that's very young, but it always, as Chandrapal was saying, starting young is even better to build your profiles. But yes, you can do an internship at that age.
Great. Is the internship is completely online?
Yes.
Yes. Vishwa again. Is the start date on September 16th?
Yes, for the fall internship, it'll start in that week. So it might not start on that day itself, but basically in that week is when your internship would begin.
Yeah. What do you have to do to go to foreign college after PG? Okay, now for that, again, I would suggest connect to us. See, a lot of solution is to connect to us. Okay. I, I think I think we have
Yeah.
covered all. Okay, let's wait for a couple of minutes. Yep, that's it. Great. Okay, in case if anyone has any other queries or any other concern, you are okay. We have got another.
No, you
So
don't have to choose. Oh,
okay,
sorry, there are several questions.
okay, two questions have popped up. So what we get after an online internship to show the university?
Yes, so you will receive a letter of recommendation from your manager that you can use in your application. You will receive a certificate of completion as well from the company to show the university that you did in fact intern with them. And then of course, as students have done, added to their profiles activity section in their applications, in general, in their essays as well, included these experiences. You will have plenty of content to display and your actual project that you did in the internship as well.
Okay, we have another question. Advik, do we have to choose between Allen Global and Ladder? Like if you want to go for internship, go with the Ladder. If you want to go for top universities, go with Allen Global. If you're targeting both, go with, we both are welcoming you about. Okay.
Yes.
Great, ma'am. If we, I think somebody had it. Can an 11th grader do an online? Yeah, obviously, online
Absolutely.
internship. Yeah.
Yes, absolutely.
Great, great. We have done. I think done. I believe the questions are done. What is the fee for this internship for AGS students? Hi Vishwa, we will let you know the financial aspects of the later internships to you soon. Okay, no worries. If you couldn't, if you please ping me anytime. You're my number. So what type of device is required for online internships? The devices are basically it's your laptop and a great internet connection, obviously, with a working
Yes.
webcam. Okay,
Yes.
great.
That's
And of course, your skills matter the most.
yes.
Okay. I think, yep. No new questions are popping up. Okay. So I think that's a wrap, everyone. Thank you, everyone. Again, thanks Kshimaya and Jahan for being a part of this webinar. It was a great, and we have a great FAQ sessions as well. A pretty intensive session we had. Okay.
Yeah.
So everyone, thank you, everyone, and happy Janmashtami to again in advance. Bye. Bye,
Bye-bye.
Kshimaya.
Thank
Bye.
you.